So we have a vision. We want to accelerate digitalization in healthcare and optimize patients' access to personalized medicine. Nowadays, everybody wants to be treated as individual. And we always ask for individualized products. Here you see two examples. If you go to a restaurant and have a pizza, you choose the topping exactly what you want. If you choose a car, the configurators of the car manufacturers give you an option, I don't know, 5,000 possibilities if you configure a car. It is amazing. You can spend a week to find your final car. It's amazing. But what is the situation with pharmaceuticals? So I have two examples here for pills. We know from oncology that we have personalized medicine in liquids. This means infusions or in injections. But with pills, you just have to take what you get off the shelf. The left product is a blood thinner. I know in Italy you don't have this Marcumar, you have Warfarin. It's a different one, but it's probably the same. We only have a 3 milligram tablet available in Germany, which is ridiculous. Can you imagine that all of us here in the room need a 3 milligram if you need it after a surgeon or whatever? On the right side, we have a combi product. It is for Parkinson. So we have a combination of two different API, active pharmaceutical ingredient, but you only get it in these dosage forms: 50 milligram, 12.5, 100, 25, 250. Do you think this is exactly what the patient needs? I don't think so. If you look at this woman, do you think she needs exactly the same as this guy? Or this old guy with overweight? Or this baby? This makes it, I think, makes you think that it cannot be what we get is what exactly you need. And today we know that there are many factors that play a role in the effectiveness of a drug. It's the gender, it's the age, it's the genomics, the metabolism, your habits, and of course, environmental issues as well. So it is not surprising that 50 to 75%, you will find in literature different figures, but anyway, it's high. 50 to 75% of the prescriptions do not work as intended. This is amazing. It's our health. It's not the car when you miss, or when you have the wrong color or the wrong tires. It's your health. And it's, if you look at it, some patients respond to lower dose. Some respond to the normal dose, which cannot be the average. Some respond to the higher dose, and some respond with side effects, which makes it much more problematic. And this is the current situation. So we see this paradigm shift in healthcare from one size fits all to stratified medicine. So we have tried to figure out some groups. But now we go one step beyond. We go to personalized medicine. We try to find exactly the dosage and the API you need. This is reality. So the pills you get, the 3 milligram, what happens if the doctor says, it might be too much? He recommends divide. None of the pills is intended to be divided, even if there is a will. Don't believe it. It's not. And the ingredient, it's not harmonized. So you take even less, or you take too much. You don't get the exact dosage. The manufacturers, they were used to mass production. And this mass production, so the tablet press, is not able for precision or personalized medicine because, yeah, it's too much work to change the machine from one pill to the other. And if you look at this, the problem is even bigger when you become older because you don't take just one pill, one API, you take 5, 6, 7. And if you recall that none of them fits 100% to your treatment, you have a big potential to potentiate the problem even. And I do not want to neglect an environmental issue. So 50% of all prescribed drugs are thrown away. What other industry can afford that 50% of the produced products are thrown away before usage? It's amazing. The reason for this is lack of adherence. So patients don't take the pill as prescribed. And then we have wrong packing units. So if the average treatment maybe needs 5 or 7 pills, but the smallest pack has 20, what happens to the 13 pills? Yeah, you store it somewhere in the bathroom, and after 2 or 3 years you see, it's out of time, you throw it away. So we face the situation that we do not get the medicine we need. Especially elderly people, they take so many pills with the wrong dosage. Healthcare costs are rising everywhere. Everybody is discussing costs, but nobody is discussing this. So we get the wrong medication. So we believe we have a solution with digital printing. And this digital printing will not just lead to this individualized, personalized medicine, it will be a revolution also for the whole healthcare sector. So this is our product. Here you see a tabletop 3D printer. Here you see the cartridge with the API. And here you see the product. This is a Polypill. I will come to that in a minute. So what we did is we just further developed digital printing methods, which is in place for now 20, 30 years. So it's not rocket science. For whatever reason, nobody cared about pharmaceuticals. Nowadays, you build houses, complete airplanes. Can you imagine? It's amazing. So we just produce little pills, which is nothing special because it's the plastic we use, it's nothing new. In the capsules you get every day, it's the same. So we do not use new products. And the API is what you get from your Pfizer or Ratiofarm or Teva or whatever product. So it's not a different one. Here you see, what I already mentioned, it's well known in other fields. So implants, prostheses, and we were not the first with 3D printing of pharmaceuticals. So the first FDA-approved drug was in 2015, and it's this product, Spritama. It's an epilepsy product. So FDA has already approved the first product, but they used a different technology. I will come to that in a minute. So we deal with 2 different technologies, 2D and 3D printing. What does this mean? 2D printing is similar to inkjet printing you know from the office. So we print the API on a substrate. As you see here, the possibility is, you can print it in different locations. You can also include a barcode, serialization, and so you can put your iPhone over the substrate, and you can get all patient information you need. So this is nothing, also nothing new. It is a well-known monograph dosage form. The difference is that we do not include the API in the substrate. We print it on the substrate. And the advantage is you put it on your tongue, it will be immediately absorbed. And this is very handy for kids and old people because they don't like to swallow. So as soon as it gets contact with the tongue, you cannot spit it out because, it's like glue, and then it will be completely absorbed. It's limited to our experience now to 45, 50 milligram of API. So you cannot build, let's say, big dosage forms with the 2D printing. Otherwise, you have to change into the 3D printing. Here you see, this is the tabletop, and this is our big machine in Munich, for big production. But the aim is actually to have this tabletop printer. 3D printing, there are different technologies. I do not want to get into the deep of all these 3D printing technologies. I'm not a technician anyway. And the Spritam, I already mentioned, this was made with the binder jetting technology. In our view, it doesn't work for the normal tablet because for the epilepsy, they looked for a kind of powder that could be immediately absorbed. But if you put it out of the blister, it is like powder. So it's not handy for daily use. So we concentrate on the fused deposition modeling. In literature, you also find another name, fused filament fabrication. Why filament? Here you see, we call it, you use this spaghetti. In this spaghetti, the API is already implemented. And this spaghetti will then be heated, and then, you build the tablet. And as I said, the tablet as such is not a big thing. So printers do much more complicated things. The advantage of the 3D printing, no limitation in size, no limitation in geometries. The amounts of infills, you can increase the surface. Infill patterns. And also you can, in 3D, in 2D printing, I forgot to say, you can put different APIs in one pill. The 2D printing, you can put different APIs on the substrate. Here you can put, so we work with up to 5 APIs right now. Different release times. This is then very, very handy for old people with chronic diseases, polypharmacy, because they get puzzled every meal. This pill before the other. This I have to take 1 hour after this one. And of course, this leads to lack of adherence. And with this technology, you can steer the pharmacokinetic whatever you want. These are our pills, so out of our printer. Here you see these are one of the first ones, not that perfect. But I wanted to show them as well. And these are polypills. So it's not rocket science, and it's actually amazing that it took that long time until somebody thought about this. We're not the first one. There are others on the market thinking about this technology. So this is a summary of what we get: the personalized dosage. We get the API combinations. The production is local, flexible, and on demand. We come to that a little bit later. What does it mean to supply chain? We get tabletop printers, a size you are used from your office. We focused first on medicine with a so-called narrow therapeutic range, so where a lower or higher dose either the therapy fails or it gets toxic. But with the possibility of these API combinations of the Polypill, it opens the market to almost everything. According to our experience now, approximately 80% of the current APIs available are printable. You can print. With the printing, you have pressure and you have normally high temperature. So if you have temperature-sensitive APIs, it doesn't make sense, or it's not possible. We were able to reduce the normal temperature from the 3D printing from 100, 120 degrees to 80, which then opens the possibility to much more APIs. So adherence will go up. The effectiveness of a therapy, I believe it's a no-brainer that we will increase that, and the side effects will go down. So if we talk costs, of course, this individual pill will not meet the costs from a mass production. Not now, maybe in 10 years. So the costs per pill will be higher. However, we did some calculations with health insurers, and I say, okay, if I come back to this blood thinner, it is very cost intensive until the patient has the right, let's say, dosage. We have to see the doctor, then if it fails, the patient goes to hospital, then he has, he cannot go to work. So the overall cost of this treatment is much more higher than the cost of the pill. And the calculation was our pill could even 1,000 times more of the existing Marcuma, which costs a cent. So then we will probably, competitive. So what is our business model, or what is the process flow? It starts still with the doctor, the physician. So you will have the question, does the doctor have data to do this personalized dosage? In many cases, yes. In many cases, we still miss the algorithm, but there are a lot of teams working on that. And in many indications, it's just your liver function, it's no kidney function, and a combination with your weight. So it's still the doctor defining the dosage, it's not us. And then hopefully it comes very quickly now in many of the countries, especially in Germany. We're far behind with the electronic prescription. So if this comes, the doctor will just send it to the pharmacist, or in the hospital to the hospital pharmacy, and then it goes immediately to the printer and will be printed according to the data the doctor has put in the system. The printer itself will be, according to our view, either at the hospital or at the pharmacy. It's not us. We do not want to produce the pills. We believe the pharmacist is still the best specialist to do that. So we want to put the pharmacist in the center of this. He is, from his studies and from his experience, the best in pharmacology, and he should do that. So our business model is, of course, developing and producing the printers, but also the cartridges with the API. So we buy the original API, and then we have to do new formulations. So we have to test how does this API react under pressure and with this temperature we use in the printing. But it's not a new market authorization, what we are aiming at, not today. So in Germany, there is no law dealing with digital printing of pharmaceuticals. So it's pretty new. It's not regulated. So is it reality or future? It is already real, but to be honest, yeah, there will be regulatory issues to be solved. I'm pretty sure that from left or right, there will come somebody and say, how can it be that a pharmaceutical company has to spend millions on developing a new drug and getting this marketing authorization? And now you come around the corner and you print your tablet and you say, this is completely legal. I do not need a further approval. Today, we don't need it. In the hospital, they do personalized medicine. They demolish the tablet in pediatrics, for example, with the mortar. And then they fill in whatever they need in a new capsule. We just change the mortar with the printer. But I'm pretty sure the authorities will have a different opinion. So we're in close discussions with the authorities. First, they say, what is this? But now they get acquainted with that. And they also see that we observe all, let's say, normal procedures, so GMP procedures. Of course, we use materials which are GMP compliant. Of course, we have to avoid cross-contamination. So first we thought of cleaning processes, how we can clean the whole system when we change from one API to the other. There will be no guarantee that it's 100% clean. So what we do now, the cartridge and the printing head is one system. We change that completely. So if we change from one API to the other, a cross-contamination doesn't happen because we change the system completely. So costs, of course. We're in a regulated market, so the health insurance will discuss this. And of course, the pharmacists want to know, do I get reimbursement for the pill? So there will be discussions in all markets. And I don't know what else could come. Some of the big pharma cos don't like it. Some of them have started discussions with us, say, yeah, we're working on that as well, but you have found another road, another way, let's discuss. It is also a possibility for them to do clinical trials much quicker because they can play with the dosages. So it's also an advantage for them. Of course, they think of this mass production. And yeah, digital healthcare, we heard a lot about the changes in healthcare today, and you find a lot of things, yeah, this artificial intelligence, sensor technique, telemedicine or whatever, and smart data. And the personalized medicine is part of this new game, if you want to name it this. And sooner or later, I cannot tell you when it'll come, but it will come. And if you look at the supply chain today, at least in Germany, it is, yeah, we still have pharmaceutical wholesalers, mostly dealing then with pharmacies, whereas the delivery to the hospitals, the pharmacos do directly. So what will happen to that? digital printing will be disruptive. Can you imagine who will manufacture in the future the pill? It could be the hospital pharmacy, the public pharmacy. There could be maybe compounding centers like we have it already in the Netherlands. The pharmaceutical wholesaler could do it. Self-dispensing doctors. Nursery homes. You see, there are a lot of players. It's not the manufacturer which is producing the pills today. Yeah, last but not least, the patient. So, yeah, when we were discussing in some countries, they are much more liberal. They say, why shouldn't it be the patient, especially for chronic diseases? He takes every day the same pills, and he will eat for the whole of his life. Why should he go to the pharmacy? At least for these APIs. Who is delivering the cartridges with API? So, of course, somebody will do it, but will it be the pharmaceutical wholesaler? I'm not sure. A 3PL? Amazon? Who else? So there are a lot of questions. I don't want to play plague. However, if this comes, there will be a lot of changes. And so think of that this could change your business model. And still the best example in this place is Nokia. Nokia was market leader in handies or mobiles, but they forgot the smartphone development. And who has a Nokia today? It's gone. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Thomas, for your very interesting presentation. My question is a little bit about the process to go to the market. So you mentioned a lot of different stakeholders who can support or be against this evolution. On the basis of your experience so far, which are the countries where, if you have been already abroad or just for testing a little bit the sensitivity of other countries, which are the countries that you have found more open to that? And you mentioned different stakeholders, I said. Where do you think you will find more support or enemies?
We're currently talking with potential partners in the Netherlands, Austria, Germany, of course, and the first contact in the States and the US. We believe that the first proof of concept will happen in the hospital. This is, maybe it's German thinking, because in Germany it is much easier to implement a new drug in the hospital than in the outpatient sector. And maybe Germany is not the best country to start with. So, but we're a team of German healthcare dinosaurs. So all of us have 20, 25 years in different areas in healthcare. And so, of course, Germany is our home market, so we started in Germany. But when we learned that, for example, Netherlands is more liberal, they already do this bedside medication, and maybe we should enforce that. The demand is actually from, yeah, it's pretty different. So there are doctors dealing with personalization every day. Parkinson is a big demand. So we have many Parkinson doctors. They would love to have the pill rather today than tomorrow. The problem is the clinic has normally no money. So at least in Germany. So when they have a investment jam, there are others waiting for new investments. If we then show up and say, yeah, you should buy our printers, yeah, come in 2 years or whatever, we put you on the list. The pharmacos are still a little bit reluctant. We know some of them already work on the same subject. Some say, yeah, we are not that far, but we're not willing. We missed the right push. The insurance companies, they are highly interested but they are not the one pushing the system. We will then talk about reimbursement. Pharmacists, very conservative. Very conservative, risk averse. They do not want to take, let's say, highly interested. They see also the potential to get back from this retailer character back to the expert. And but they say, no, we won't figure out and come back when everything is approved, and then we will use it. So it's a long way to go, but we do not want to talk to Amazon today. We know Amazon would love to. They have hired 50 doctors and pharmacists in Germany to get into this healthcare business. And one recommendation from the Minister of Economic in Baden-Württemberg, so in Stoccarda, she recommended, don't wait for us, meaning don't wait for the political solutions for everything you need for your business model. Amazon won't wait either. Just go ahead.